time devolves into obligation and burden. I must be the good son. It's a pain. I have to go. Like that. But now you get that it's like you could you do that? Could you like give 3 hours to go see them?
Sure.
Yeah, you could. I'm not saying you now have to. How many of you drive 3 hours to get ice cream? It's a special place, right? 3 hours, let's go. In the car now. Right? But how many of you will, like, you put an obligation, you put a burden between you and fulfilling. Was anybody here last night at the evening session of Christina? You were here? Oh, Giovanna, you were here, and Gonzala. Okay, great. You remember when Jeff Wilmore was talking about going to his brother's wedding, and he flew across the country to be at the wedding for an hour and a half, and he thought he was doing his brother a favor, and it just like was his brother, he had to do it, and it was like between two major gigs, and they had to fly back a few hours right after that, and while he was at the wedding, he met the love of his life. Isn't that a great story? He met the woman that he's married to, who's the mother of their children. 3 hours. Your son gets to go to Hawaii because you had a conversation with your folks this weekend. Congratulations. One other thing. Yes. Now, can you tell there's room to grow here with your mom and dad, your stepmom and your dad?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and even with your little brother, who's the same age as your son.
Yeah.
How old are they?
7, 8.
Well, a little taller than, okay. All right, 7 or 8. But they're kids, and they get to know each other too.
Yeah.
You are the person who life is waiting for in your family. That was not on schedule to happen, Randy. You made it happen. Now, last question. Are you involved in their transformation? Are you committed to their transformation?
Am I committed to their transformation? Am I committed to sharing landmark with them? Is that...
No, that's not my question. Everybody goes right there immediately. How many of you just went right there? Just be honest, be straight. You did you? No, that's not really what I said. My question is, are you committed to transformation in your family?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hello, that's not. But that, invite them to a landmark thing? You see the difference? Yeah, it's very interesting that we have that story about inviting them to come get something that you know that you just, what's the right word? Exemplified the power of transformation. You just made a transformation with your family. You created it. It didn't happen until you created it. And now, lucky for you, they're co-creating it with you. Right? They're creating new possibilities too. You enrolled them. They were moved, touched, and inspired by you. So now the question is, are you really engaged in transforming your life?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
You are. How many of you are actually engaged in transforming your life? Yeah, so the next time I tell you that it might be possible for you to invite someone, don't go to, oh my God, he wants $625. It's not the question. That's not the question. The question is, you want to transform your life. Now, it may be that you say, I want them to come and do this. Maybe. That's for you to decide what you want to get. There's still stuff between you and that. We're going to investigate that even farther. But you did beautiful work. Thank you, Randy. Okay, who's next? We're not going to go as long. Who else did I have coming up to the mic? Let's go with Eric, and then we're going to go with Alicia. There was a fourth person, I think. Oh, Annette. Okay, we'll go with Eric, and then we're going to do super quick. So the question is, what was the area, or who was the person that you had a conversation with?
So I had a conversation with my old college girlfriend.
Okay.
So I hadn't spoken to her probably 25 years.
Uh-huh. And what was the area that was the conversation, that was the person you had the conversation with, and what was the broken promise or agreement, or what happened?
You know, as I thought about it, it was really a standard and ideal, one in which, I mean, I'm happily married, I have 2 kids, but the standard ideal is people that sometimes you are the most closest with in your life, that know you better than anything, like an ex-girlfriend, you have to keep at arm's length and not talk to. She's got her family, I've got my family. And this was someone in my life who I was friendly with, but you know, it didn't work out. But at the time, the years we spent together, they were so close and special. I thought to myself, this person's not in my life now. I'm not a friend with this person anymore. And so I called her up, and I just told her that I, you know, apologize for just letting 25 years go.
25 years.
Yeah.
25 years. You just let it go for 25 years. Isn't that what we do? Isn't that amazing? Anybody else got one of those? See, something's not been out of whack for 25 years? I had those, yes, absolutely. So you did then, well, so what happened? You said what?
Well, she was first just amazed or just incredulous that I was even calling. And I felt at first just awkward not knowing, you know, how she'd feel about that. But she was immediately just elated and happy and excited to talk. And I let her know that she was a very special person in my life. And in this thing called life, she, you know, owns a spot, you know, an imprint on me that was very special. And I think just telling her that just really made her feel great.
Okay, great. And where had you rated that relationship before you made the phone call?
2.
And then you had a conversation, and so she got that you were, what was your purpose? What were you restoring integrity to?
We're restoring integrity to the relationship that we have. That is sort of, it's not the relationship we had at the time, but it's one of those relationships where we're friends, close friends forever.
Close friends forever. That's not a 2. Now what is it?
Oh, it's a 9.
Yeah. Zoom. And again, how long did that conversation go?
About a half hour.
30 minutes, 2 to 9. After 25 years. So did you transform the relationship?
I did.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Really great work. Awesome work.
And it's one of those relationships where instead of it being in my suitcase, my story is from the past.
Yeah.
It's sort of just the door closed and you move forward. It's now riding alongside with me.
It's right there with you in the present.
Yes.
And what's the impact of that on you now compared to what it was before? Distinct from, let me say it differently.
To use the word you said earlier, it's expansive. It's like I expanded myself
Yeah.
with an important relationship.
Yeah.
I sort of just sealed off and put on the shelf whatever standards and ideals you have with just growing up and having your own family.
And what was your experience of it as a 2?
It was non-existent.
Well, that's again, you want to take the morality out. It was not a good one. We get that, but what was it about it that didn't work?
What didn't work was I knew in my heart of hearts this was just a special relationship that had touched my life, and I closed the door on it.
Yeah.
And that
Now,
was just cold and
yeah, clear.
useless.
Yeah, and lackluster, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Now you're in this sort of 9 world with her. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, clearly she's married, you're married. That's not like even an issue, right?
Yeah.
No, but friendships for a long time, that is an issue. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So you actually have an opportunity now to keep that expanding.
Right.
Did you create a possibility together?
I did. I mean, as I was opening up, she even asked. She said, "This is just so amazing. And you know, is it okay if we check in every 3 months or so and just I'd love to know more about your family and what's going on in your life, and is that okay?" And I said, "Of course."
Where does she live?
Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes.
There's only one Cincinnati.
That's right.
There's no Cincinnati, Georgia. There's Columbus, Georgia. Okay, so did you tell her that you're involved in a transformational course?
I did not.
You didn't. So that's something you could do next.
Well, I hinted at it. I didn't want to just say
No, I'm
that.
not saying you should have. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
Again, you want to be careful. When I ask you the question, notice where the auto go is.
No, on your point, out of authenticity, I didn't want to necessarily say I just had this revelation because my eyes were open. It's the authentic reality was that yes, my eyes were open. I was awake,
Yeah.
and I was speaking from my truth. And,
Okay.
and certainly, there's more to tell.
Yeah, you really were. You really were speaking from your truth. That's the genius of it. So did you enroll her in a new possibility to be present for her about you? Something you'd invented for yourself?
Definitely.
Yeah, it was an enrollment conversation. Really powerful. Very brilliant. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. Okay. So Annette, what did you pick? An area or a person?
A person.
Okay, a
Actually,
person.
I have two, but
Well, we'll just do one. We're going to do one.
okay. So out of this seminar, I went to see my ex-husband. I hadn't seen him in 6 years. I mean, we text, and I was uncomfortable with like even answering his phone call because I just had a story of him controlling me.
Okay, so hang on. I don't want to jump into the story.
Okay.
What? Because we'd be here all night. Everybody's got
Definitely.
fabulous
My
stories.
story.
No, it's not you. It's that everybody's got a story. But it's not the story that's really the PowerPoint here. What we want to go where to is where you had rated that relationship. 0 to 10. Where was it?
3.
It was a 3. Again, down in the below 5 category, right?
Right.
All right, so it was a 3 because your relationship had not what?
Because we were divorced and I felt I was going from the standards and ideals that I didn't need to talk to him anymore.
And he didn't measure up to what?
I just wanted to get away from him. I just was not talking to him because that's what I thought, that's what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, was that a broken promise or agreement?
I don't know if it's a broken promise.
Well, consider that it was.
Okay.
So just,
Okay, yeah. In the broken promise that I came up with was that I promised that I would be partners with him forever because of my kids. Like, he's the father of my kids
and when did you make that promise?
when I had the kids.
Yeah.
And
How
I
many of you
forgot
have
about that
kids? How
promise.
many of you have kids and you made some similar kind of promise? Or how many of you got married? How many of you moved in with someone? You all make promises and agreements the moment that happens. And it's wonderful, isn't it? I did that. It was going to be wonderful. Except 6 months later it wasn't. And not because he broke promises and agreements. I did. This is what it takes to look at that. So now, you can see that you broke. What was the promise you broke to him?
That I would be his partner. And,
Okay.
I thought I was complete with him when I did my forum, but I wasn't. And so I took on responsibility 100% of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, the fact that I couldn't communicate with you,
Are you not talking about the conversation you just had with him?
yeah,
Okay, great. Keep going.
yeah. So I took on 100% responsibility, saying that the lack of communication skills that I had ended our marriage, because if I was able to communicate that it wasn't working for me, we could have been together. If I had the forum, I would have been married, but I did the forum after. But,
Sound familiar? Okay. Keep going. You're doing great.
So I stopped talking to him. He lives in Florida. I moved to California, and I was good with not talking to him for many years. And
How many?
6 years.
6 years. Okay.
So I needed to get complete with that, and I thought text messages were not landing. And I made an agreement with him to go and see him. And
When?
weeks ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where you are. You said that you had a conversation with him in the last week.
Oh, no, no, not in the last week. That was my first homework that I did 2 weeks ago. And this is like the biggest thing in my life that's happening. That I reconnected with him.
Okay.
And it was like, it was very easy. I thought it was like I was making a story about, I don't know, getting confused about seeing him again.
So
And
you're making up stories right now.
Yeah.
We're not,
Okay.
don't go to the story.
so I just
My
ended that.
coaching is-
I ended it. And I went and
Yeah.
I sat with him and talked. And we talked for a long time about, you know, why things ended. And now we're going to be able to talk in open communication.
Yeah. What I'm listening for is how did you clean up the mess?
Well, I took on responsibility, like I said, and that was, I think, my biggest part of feeling complete with him.
Yeah, you're talking about you're talking and you're feeling. You took on responsibility. My question is, did you say that to him?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's what you want to say.
Yeah, I did.
You want to get to what you did. What happened is the question. What actually transpired in that conversation. So you're now getting there. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to have you go ahead and sit. But thank you. That was really awesome work. And there's just way more to go. So my coaching for all of you, when you get down to the stories, don't explain yourself to death. Talk, 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 talk. That's my biggest thing, too. Can you tell? Well, I get to be up front. Explanations don't make a huge difference. Knowing why something did or didn't happen is informative at best. But when you got down to, look, I'm the one who broke that promise, and I take responsibility for it, and you say that, that's when something starts to open up. It's not that tricky. It isn't that easy either. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it just goes boom. Sometimes you have to work at something, and some people are not always receptive. Alicia, would you like to share?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
So the person that I chose for my homework assignment is my father.
Uh-huh.
The last time I spoke with him, I was 16,
Uh-huh. And how long ago was that?
28 years,
28 years. No talking to Dad. Okay.
no contact. The last time we spoke, I was the one that told him, I actually wrote him a letter and said I never wanted to speak to him again. Some things had occurred. I won't go into detail.
28 years ago? Uh-huh.
So I've been milling around with getting in contact with him even before the forum, but was putting it off because that's what I do. And through the
Any
course
other
of-
putting it off people? Here, yeah, we're up. Look around the room. I think there are probably more. You're putting off raising your hand right now.
I had lots of problems with the rejection feeling when I was younger, when I did have contact with him. So I think that was part of the putting off, because I was afraid of being rejected again. But I decided to throw it out there, and the only way I could find contact with him when I researched him was his work email, and he works at a school. So I thought, okay, I'll send the email because he's not going to get it for a while. I think in my mind I was like, I have time, because he would be on summer break.
We're so slow.
So he actually
I love that.
He
I
actually
love
went
that.
into work just a few days later.
Ah, foiled again. Okay.
And he actually emailed me back and is beyond thrilled that I contacted him.
And so are you.
He can't wait to see me.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. We're actually already have plans to have lunch on Monday.
Yeah. Wonderful. Really, really great. So now, what just moved you? I know you're moved. It's clear you're moved. Anyone else moved by that? Yes, look. In a moment, just very quick. But what is it that really has moved you about this? What's the possibility that you're seeing?
Oh my gosh. I think that when he responded in the email and was so grateful, and because he's 69, he's not old, but he's not young, and he just said that his one wish was that he was going to be able to see me before he passed away. Not that I don't know if he's sick or anything. I just know that he means because of his age. So the possibility is that I've like granted a wish for him, but yet it's really for me.
What was the broken promise?
Actually, the broken promise, in my mind, I feel like I broke a promise to my kids to not give them that possibility of having their grandfather.
Okay, that's one. That's really powerful what you just said. You just gave the kids a grandfather. Their grandfather, not any old grandfather. Theirs. What else? What other promises did you break?
Probably a promise to myself that I would be a good role model to my kids. And I don't feel like I have been, because I you know, pressure them to go see their grandparents. They're from my husband's side, and then I have my mom and my stepdad. And I feel like I've been a hypocrite, because how can I tell them that and I don't even see my own father? So I want to create that possibility of them having better relationships with all their grandparents and with me.
Yeah, so let's go back 28 years. You broke your promise to whom? Something had, what happened? You don't have to tell me the details, just what happened. There was a break between you and your dad.
I don't know if it was a broken promise, but my standards and ideals at that time, I felt like he didn't live up to.
He surely didn't measure up to those, but you broke a promise in that moment. When people do not live up to our standards and ideals, we break a promise. Can you see that? Can you see anything there for yourself? How was it before that, before all of that? What was your relationship with your dad?
It was strained prior to that as well.
Strange prior to that, was there ever a time when it wasn't strange? Not ever, ever, ever? Maybe when you were a little?
My mom and he split up when I was under 2.
Okay.
So I don't remember.
That was always strange. Always strange. Okay. Well, maybe there isn't a broken promise. But the reason I'm asserting something here, and I may be off base, so forgive me if I'm off base. I think that's a broken promise that you loved your dad, and then he really did something that had you like, oh, that's it. 28 years worth of that. And you, just this week, let your elbow soften. And he got close and you got close. And you're moved by it right this moment. So you want to consider that you stopped loving him. You want to consider you stopped loving people. Because they don't measure up. And you make it right. We're going to get into this big time in a few minutes. You make it up that they don't deserve you. And now you have made up a different story. Alicia, you've done brilliant work here. That was not on schedule to happen until this week.
No.
Until you said, that's the one. That's the one. I got to go in with the intention. And it's still not open yet, but it's open. There's now only expansion.
Right.
Bravo. Okay. Did anyone have some conversation that didn't work? I want to hear about that. I really want to hear, because we want to hear about, well, like, I tried it and it didn't work. Leah, come on up. And again, not so much the story about what didn't work, but what didn't work. So what was it that you were restoring integrity to? You went in with an intention to restore integrity?
Yeah, I had always believed as a child that my mom didn't love me as much as my brother. So my brother and I are 4 years apart, but my mom has never told me she was like proud of me or she like loved me unconditionally. Like she wouldn't say it to me, but my dad always said like, oh yeah, she loves you, everything. But so I tried talking to her the other day because everything has been going pretty well after the Landmark Forum. So her and I have been getting a lot closer. We've been going on like little mother-daughter trips and like going to bakeries and stuff like that. But recently, it got on her nerves that apparently she assumes that I've been gaining a lot of weight. So she would tell me like, oh, you and I can't hang out together because you just kind of disgust me right now. And stuff like that.
Wait, did she say that?
She told me her face. She says, she always tells me like, oh, you shouldn't be near me because you kind of like seem disgusting and stuff like that. And so I know she means well in a way because she just doesn't know how to express it. But yeah, so I tried talking to her the other day, 2 days ago, and I sat her down and I was like, hey mom, you know, sometimes some things that you say to me, I know you try to put them in a good context, but they just really hurt. And she kind of just laughed and she said, I never knew I raised a daughter so weak. And after that, I kind of just didn't want to talk to her anymore. So I just kind of ended the conversation with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it didn't
So
really
where's the broken promise now?
Her and I had promised before, after my Landmark Forum, she was like, oh, I promised to make an effort in our relationship. And at the Landmark Forum, when I would call to her during the break, she said that she loved me unconditionally and would never intentionally bring me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where's the broken promise? It's yours, not hers.
Yeah, I promised that I will be kind of a bigger person. I know that she doesn't really understand a lot of things about me. Like, she doesn't understand, like, yeah, I try hard and all the stuff at school, stuff like that. And I promised myself that I would understand from her perspective. But right now, I can't see her
Well,
perspective
hang
anymore.
on. You really can't quite understand from her perspective. I'm not in
Yeah.
any way defending what she said, but you're not her. That's her perspective. Whatever her perspective is her perspective. But what I want to look at you is your perspective. So someone says to you, I've never imagined I could have a daughter so weak. And you made that mean something. What?
Well, like, instead of a promise, can I say more of like a standard I have for her?
What's your standard for her?
Well, I always put her to a standard of my friend's mom, and I said my friend's mom always like tells my best friend, "Oh, you're so pretty today. Oh, I'm like so happy you're my daughter," and stuff like that. So I just assumed that your parents are supposed to say that to you, and I always assumed that my mom was supposed to be the one who says that, but she isn't. I'm good, thank you. But yeah, so I guess I promised to always love her, but I feel like right now that I can't love someone who's so mean.
Yeah, there it is. You're withholding your love. We can all understand that too. We could all even be on your side, but that's not the point here. It really isn't. The point is to restore integrity in a relationship that's not working. So, it didn't work. But you put yourself out there. So, you can't just now withhold yourself some more. Now, there's work to be done. What do you think might be possible that you could say that you haven't said?
Telling her that I do love her, no matter what.
Well, I don't know. Is that what you want to say? You tell me.
If it helps the situation.
So, it's not authentic.
If I force enough love on her, will that be okay?
I don't think that's going to work either. You can't force love on somebody. We know that. Everybody knows that. You just can't make somebody get your love for them. But that's what you want, is to be able to love your mom. That's what's in your speaking. So can you just love your mom the way your mom is? Remember when we did the Landmark Forum?
Yeah.
Your mom is the way your mom is. People are the way they are. They're not here to live up to our standards and ideals. I don't know.
That sounds good, thank you.
We're not here to live up to each other's standards and ideals. Now you're how old?
I'm 17.
17. This is why we can all understand. It's like what you want, you're not getting. What you want to get, it's possible to love your mom the way your mom is. Is there something cultural about that, do you think?
About her not showing me a lot of love. Well, not to go into big detail, but when she was younger, she was never close to her mom. She had 8 siblings, and she was the youngest girl, so she never got the love.
Well, maybe there's something there. Maybe you could go in that. I don't know, but you might want to look to see what it's like to be you. Loving your mom. Something to try. Are you willing to do that?
Of course.
Well, what's the possibility?
Having a close relationship with my mother and communicating more. Having great communication.
Okay, great. Say it again.
Having a close relationship to my mom and having great communication.
Okay, would that be a fixer?
Yes.
Would that fix the situation? It's not really there yet. You're in the territory, but you're still fixing what's wrong.
Right.
You know, you might be 60 and she might be 90 one day, and she'll say, I never imagined you'd have such a weak daughter. But she's still your mom. So, without defending her, can you just do what you said you wanted from her? When you had the conversation with her, what did she say to you?
She said, I never knew I had a weak daughter.
No, way before that.
Oh.
Something about unconditional love.
Oh, she promised that she'd give me unconditional love.
Yeah, have you held it to account?
Not really.
Are you willing to? You might. That might be someplace to go. I don't know where that's going to go either. We can't predict. We cannot predict. But I'm here to give you some power. And my question is, what do you want, Leah, to have a say in the matter about your relationship with your mom?
Sorry, can you rephrase it?
Yeah, sure. Let me just say it again. So you want to have a say in the matter about your relationship with your mom. You want to have something to say about that. You get what I'm saying? Everybody get the thing? So that's called being responsible. To be willing to be cause in the matter. Are you willing to be responsible for your relationship with your mom?
Yes.
Okay. Can you create something with that?
Yes.
Okay, give it a shot.
So, like, in order to take on responsibility, I would engage in conversation.
Not quite.
No.
Not quite. I'm going to give you some time to think about this. I don't think you're really quite ready to leap into this right now. Because right now you're still caught up in your mom doesn't love you. And for you that's real. It's not a story that you've told yourself. You heard her say it. And you go, well, it must be real if she said it. And yet on the other hand, she said she's promising unconditional love. Well, you got unconditional love and you got something else.
Right.
Do you get those don't go together?
Right. Yeah.
Right? So what are you willing to have a say in the matter about that?
That I'll hold her accountable to what her word.
Are you willing to do that?
It's just kind of scary.
Scary.
And she's my mom, and she always brings up that I'm a minor, and I should live by her rules.
Well, you do have to live by our rules. You are a minor. That's part of the package. That's the way it goes. But we're not talking about rules. This is not the rules. There's no rule here. You don't have to be in by 10. That's a rule.
Right.
You have to do homework, that's a rule. You have to clean your room, maybe that's a rule. But relationships are not guided by rules, except when we make them standards and ideals, and then they don't work. So you've got a standard and ideal that's gone with your mom. You haven't given it up yet. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't you would extricate the morality, put it over there. You've got it that it's not good that your mom doesn't love you. Just your mom is your mom. Have your life work.
Right.
Yeah. I wish I could give you something more here. I wish I knew what to do. Anyone would tell me what I should do here? Jennifer, what should I say? Talk to me. No, go to the mic and talk to me.
I have a similar situation with my mom. Lots of years of counseling.
Get in close to the mic if you would.
But basically, she criticizes you because she feels it's her job to make you better. And that's how she shows her love, even though it's really hard. So what I started doing was thinking that my mom has maybe like an emotional disability. And this is the way, no, honestly, because it takes that sting out. My mom can't communicate, she can't compliment me, right? She likes to criticize, but that's because she thinks she's making me better. And because she loves me, she wants me to be better. So then when she says something really nasty, I think, well, just mom's emotional disability. She can't help it. It's the way she's wired.
Okay.
But I love her regardless.
Okay. Well, that's the last thing you just said. That's what you might want to try on, Leo.
Okay.
You love her regardless. Now, yeah, I'm not saying it's going to work. You have to go do some experimenting. But I just saw you lighten up a little bit right there. Did you? You're like, really? I could do that? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's a little bit opening here.
Sorry, and I also thought of chocolate.
You had chocolate?
I just thought of chocolate, and I'm just kind of hungry. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was just standing here like, oh, maybe some chocolate later. Sorry. Chocolate helps with emotion.
Well, this is kind of like, okay.
So sorry. So sorry.
Erase. I got it, but it's not relevant. It's not really actually relevant. Yeah, so chocolate will make you feel better and give you the illusion that something good is happening.
Right.
Yeah, but really you just want to take on that it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's possible. You could get a little bit of what Jennifer said. Try that on.
Right.
Try it on.
See where it goes.
Well, and keep talking with me. Call me, will you?
All right.
All right, thank you very much. Leah, my commitment to you is you live a life that you love and you live it powerfully. And I feel like in this moment I haven't really succeeded in transforming something for you. So I'm a little failed here. Not to do with you, but to do with my own. I'm not quite sure where to go. And the point is, I really do care. And I'm only interested in you living a life that you love, like magnificently. So come and talk to me at the end of the evening, will you? All right, thank you very much. Pardon?
As long as it's not too long, because I drove myself.
Okay, we'll talk just a couple of minutes and maybe set up a time to talk tomorrow. Okay, great. Anybody got anything you want to say about this? Okay, I want to Maria and then Gaurang, and then we're going to have you do some sharing with one another. Okay, Maria?
I just want to say that I kind of feel like same way because my mom is always being hard on me And but I realized, you know, after the forum, my mom told me that she's been holding a lot of pain in her heart because she felt like her parents, especially her mom, never loved her either. So, but you know what? I think what your mom wants you to do, maybe you're way too sweet, and maybe your mom wants to make you stronger. That can be a possibility, right?
Possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
So thank you, Maria. Thank you. Okay, excellent. Who else? Go wrong. And then we're going to move on. I really want to go on. So if you have something, Nick, you want to share with her later, maybe you could do that. Okay.
I was already planning.
Pardon?
I had already planned.
Okay. Okay, great. Go ahead. Go wrong.
Well, similar situation, it happens with my dad. Same thing, him growing up, it's, you know, he had a lot of brothers, and yeah, he can never express how he feels about his son, or, you know, my sister, his daughter. So, I felt that way for over 23 years with him. And, you know, one of my calls was actually to my father. And I'm telling you, what helped me through this is you just gotta be in his shoes and know how he was the same way. My grandfather, his dad, never showed him affection whatsoever. And, you know, my parents, you know, especially my dad, look at my weight. And I think you remember me at the forum saying, you know, with marriage with me. So I haven't gotten any thinner yet, so but the whole thing is, if you really understand and kind of being in your mom's shoes, like I was in my dad's shoes, it opens up a world of like understanding. And now me and my dad have a great communication, to be honest with you.
Okay, good. Thank you. So what we're all pointing to, and in all these comments, we're going to have everybody share in just a moment. Enrollment. The conversations we've been having about enrollment, you can just get that you didn't really enroll your mom yet. Yeah, so there's still something to go. Sharing a possibility, causing a new possibility to be present for another, such that they're touched, moved, and inspired by that possibility. Not only for you, but maybe for themselves. All right, now I'm going to have you just turn to your partner and share for a minute or two each. And what is it you're getting out of tonight's conversation? Where in the homework assignment did you discover something for yourself that we haven't shared tonight? You just share the conversation that you had. And if you didn't do the assignment, look to see what, if you did, who that person would be that you would have a conversation with, or what area of life you would be cleaning up. Turn to your partner and share. I'll tell you when to switch in about a minute and a half. I got it. No, I just want to give people the opportunity to transform this. And when it's not working, it's not working. The question is, when it's not working, I don't feel like I'm a bad person. Are you timing this? We got to again, too long.
I guess to achieve the possibility is
Please switch partners.